Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm back with a second video today with a new release from Crafty Meraki. Now this gorgeous flower is part of the new release. It's from the Happy Hello stem set, which also has a bunch of beautiful, dainty and a really stunning font sentiments. I love the sentiments in this set and they're perfect for me because they're quite small. They're quite a small font, which means that the sentiment strips can be pretty small or thin as well, which I love. Now I'm stamping this onto watercolor cardstock with Versafine Onyx black ink. I'm using my Misti because this is quite a large and intricate stamp, and I'm stamping it 3 times or maybe even 4 to get a really good impression. Then I'm sprinkling on some Wow Clear Gloss Superfine Embossing Powder and heat setting that with my Wow Dual Speed Heat Tool. Now Crafty Meraki is releasing a bunch of stamp sets today. Yes, today. There are a bunch of floral stamp sets, but also some really cute critters and some beautiful people images as well. So if you're into that, you can absolutely check out the new release because there's a lot of really fun stuff. I am going to watercolor this with some browns and some teal. I really love the brown and teal combination for flowers, so I'm just painting the leaves in a really warm orangey brown. And I'm starting out with 1 layer of a flat wash that is quite light in color. Then I'm adding a little bit more intense color to the bottom of the leaf. And I am blending that out with some clean water. I'm doing that for all of the leaves, so I am working in layers. I love working in layers for watercolors because it really brings out beautiful, intense colors if you layer your colors up. I am working on my 3rd layer now. I am skipping ahead. I'm not showing you the coloring process for all of the leaves because they're all the same. But it's really fun to color like this. It's so relaxing. So just make sure that your first layer is dry before you put on more color, because if it's not, you can reactivate the first layer and you'll get a very splotchy leaf, which can be really pretty as well, but it's not what I was going for here. Now for the flowers, I am using this Guten Tag teal from the Lindy's Gang Magical Shakers. And you can see I mixed, if you want to call it that, I mixed 2 shades of it. In one, I added a lot of water, and for the second one, I didn't add much water at all. But I love painting with these because they have some shimmer in them. So that's why I chose to color the flowers with the Magical Shakers. You don't really see all of the different shades or colors that are in these magical shakers when you paint with them like this, but you still get the shimmer and it's always beautiful. So just add a very watered down version of it, and then before it's dry, I drop in a more pigmented color. And that's going to have it help with blending out. Now for my background, I wanted to just do some subtle dry embossing. And I used the Floating Foliage embossing folder by Altenew, and I embossed straight onto my card base. Now what happens when you do that is you kind of shrink the paper because you are raising some areas of it. So I just trimmed off a small sliver of cardstock from the back of the card because that is longer now with the front embossed. That happens, there's nothing you can do about it. Just maybe if you really want an A2 size card, if you want a perfectly sized A2 size card, you can make your card a little bit bigger before you emboss it and then trim it down. But this works for me. It's barely 2 millimeters that I had to trim off, so it doesn't matter that much. I added some splatter to this with black acrylic paint, and then I am placing my flower on there with some foam tape. I really like this flower cluster. I love the shape of it. That's really important to me for flower clusters because if the shape isn't quite right or it doesn't flow nicely, it's going to look awkward on your card. and there's not much you can do about it except for trim it up, and I didn't want to do that with this one. Now I stamped 2 sentiment strips with Versamark ink and embossed them in white on black cardstock. I trimmed them out with some sentiment banner dies from My Favorite Things, and then I'm adding them to my flower on some foam tape, and that finishes off the card pretty much. I forgot I added gems. Of course I'm adding gems, how could I forget? These are the Prismatic Green Meraki Sparkle Gems by Crafty Meraki. You know I love the Meraki Sparkle Gems a lot. They're just so high quality. They're glass instead of plastic, and you can really tell the difference even if it's just on your card. So I'm adding a couple of those in between the splatter, and I love that effect of some. They almost blend in with the splatter when you look at them head on, but when you shift them in the light, you can see some of the splatter or the gems just take on the light and they shine. I love it. I love these gems. This is my favorite flower stamp from the new release, but there are so many other good ones. I hope you go check them out. I will have some links in the description below. Some of them will be affiliate links if I have them, and I can make a small portion on the sale if you buy through those links to no extra cost to you. So if you want to shop, please use these links. It would help me out a lot. I hope you like the card. I hope you like the new release as much as I do. I am very excited to create more cards with these stamps, these new stamps. And I hope you watch the videos of those when I create them. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you join my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.